Call of Duty World at War was released in November of 2008, 1 year after Call of Duty made their first modern shooter, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Many people were tired of World War II shooters, so when COD World at War was released, not many people bought it, or even played it. Instead, many people just kept playing Call of Duty 4. COD World at War was an underrated game since its launch, and it's still today. When people want to play older Call of Duties, they usually just stick with Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, or Modern Warfare 2. Not many people play this game today. On Xbox, there is only an average of 70 people who play the online multiplayer per day. Not too many people play online co-op zombies either. I think this is a game that deserves more attention and should be played a lot more. If you want to play any World War II Call of Duty, then one of your best choices should be this game. And if you want to play a good World War II first-person shooter game, then I definitely recommend you get this game. So let's hop into the campaign, which is also a co-op for split screen and online play. The single player has two settings. One is the Pacific Theater on the American side, and the other is the Eastern Front of the European Theater on the Soviet side. The campaigns mostly cover the last quarter of the war. The campaign is great. On the Pacific Theater, you have a frantic style of warfare where your enemies are attacking you from multiple sides, bayonet charging you, hiding in ditches in the ground to ambush you. In the Eastern Front, it is a little bit more traditional, but still great at the same time. Not once does this campaign get boring. It always is action-packed. It also delivers on the style and tone. It feels gritty like a World War II game should be. This gets you immersed in the setting. Sure, it may not be very historically accurate, but it does a good job between being a fun Call of Duty and having a decent take on a historical setting. It also has gore. A lot of blood is shown, and limbs can be blown off with certain weapons, such as the MG42, shotguns, the PTRS-41 sniper. Also, you can shoot someone's head off, which is awesome. You can also blow off somebody's legs with explosives. You can do this in multiplayer and zombies, which I believe is a great feature. Sadly, these great gore mechanics have not been carried on throughout the rest of the CODs, which I think sucks. You have limbs coming off in some CODs, but not like it was done in World at War, and no heads getting blown off either. Zombies excluded, of course. The campaign on veteran mode is really hard, especially because the enemies spam grenades. The campaign has a good length to it and feels that it is worth the time and money spent. I personally think it is the best campaign, mostly by gameplay wise, which is most important. Also, the story is really good and Reznov's character is great. If anyone plays the World at War Zombies maps, they play it on the Black Ops 1 Remastered or the Black Ops 3 Remastered versions, which is honestly a disservice to yourself, because you're missing out on the World at War weapons in the mystery box, which are way cooler and way more fun weapons to use, like the MG42 and PPSH. I think people should enjoy using the bolt-action rifles for the challenge. The remasters are more easy, with more OP weapons and maybe even goggle gums or additional perks. The first map in World at War is Nocturne Untoten, the first map for zombies ever made. It is very simple yet awesome. There are no perks, no pack-a-punch, you only have the mystery box and wall weapons. Guns and grenades and building barriers is all you have to survive. You can also train and camp in this map pretty well. The next map is Verut, which in my opinion is the best zombies map ever made, and is my personal favorite. It is Asylum, which makes it creepy. It has creepy sounds and has a grotesque environment, which is what a zombies map should look like. This map innovates with traps, which adds an extra way to kill zombies and can be used for a strategical way of playing the game. This map features perks such as Juggernog, Speed Cola, Double Tap, and Quick Revive. If you're playing solo, you do not need Quick Revive because there's no solo Quick Revive. Solo Quick Revive was not made until Black Ops 1. And Double Tap only grants you a faster fire rate and not extra damage like Double Tap 2.0, which was implemented in Black Ops 2. Therefore, Double Tap in this game is based on preference. The game splits up players by two on one side, the rest on the other side. They cannot meet until the power is turned on, which is totally awesome. Each side has a different way of gameplay. On one side, you have Jug and Double Tap, an MP40 and STG-44. and on solo there's no way to get your jug again. Also, Darius is extremely important to the story and is my favorite part of the zombie storyline, just because it is the origins of the Ultimus crew. World at War zombies may be buggy and glitchy, and can be seen as boring to some, but I personally think is the best due to its simplicity. The game does not force you to do tedious and long tasks just to set up. The setup is always easy, which is better for the replayability. I found all the weapons fun to use, even the bad ones like the Springfield. The World War II guns suit the setting, and they feel great to play with. Now let's get into multiplayer. The multiplayer may be a little laggy, but it is still fantastic and my favorite multiplayer experience. I think every single map in this game is great, including all the DLC maps. They are all different from each other and all play well. You have small, medium, and large maps. The map Silo is really big, but it is done very well, and it is a great map for sniping. It has tanks too, which makes the gameplay more action-packed. This map feels like a real war and is done greatly. Some maps have tanks, which is annoying, but it is fun to destroy them. It also makes you feel more like you're in a war. All the weapons are great, every single one is good. Now I know the MP40 is super OP, and you have a good amount of those MP40 tryhards in the game. However, you can still kill them, and there are plenty of good weapons to combat the MP40. I also like that there are many bolt-action rifles, and you have to use them with the iron sights before you unlock a scope for that certain rifle. It makes a player have to use the iron sight rifles if they want their scope, and they are fun to use with the iron sight. It can be pretty OP if you master it. The game has the Juggernog and stopping power perks, which I hate, so you're just forced to use one of them. In this game you have Taboon gas, which is similar to a flashbang. Using Taboon gas in a World War II game is very historically inaccurate. Taboon gas was manufactured for the Germans, but it was never actually used in the real war. There's a 3-kill streak system, which is pretty cool. You have the recon plane as your UAV, artillery strike, and dogs. The dogs are not really historically accurate either, but are a nice addition to the game. It makes the game feel more brutal. The streaks are not overpowered, but they feel worth achieving. Overall, the multiplayer is pretty balanced, and the maps have a good flow. The multiplayer does not seem to get boring either. The game also has a really cool announcers and a great soundtrack throughout the entire game. Overall, this game is great, has a great gameplay, style, and a decent take on a historical setting, while still keeping it fun. The Season Pass is only $25, but I think it is worth it. You get the Zombies map, Verut, Shino Numa, and Darius. The DLCs give you 9 additional multiplayer maps, which are all great. Sadly, not many people play this game today, and I think they should. It is backwards compatible on Xbox One, and it is very cheap currently. This game deserves more appreciation. I'm going to leave some gameplay for the rest of the video.